media. We're going to get you out here well before the top of the hour, give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, this is Rod Zawacky with us, Jovan Burts, Brian Bitler, and James Clark, and here's how they will. I should have turned this off. I think this guy knows that I'm doing a show. I don't know what he's calling me for. And here's how they'll line up for this evening. Clark, Burts, Bitler, Zawacky, and then I will close this one out. All right. Tonight we got NBA on the board, 7 games. A couple from the ice tonight. We got a few from college football as we head into a huge weekend here of sports coming into college football, NFL. Let's get this one started, and let's welcome in James Clark. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring in James right now. I think we'll be ready to roll here in just a second here. Let me go ahead and bring in James Clark. Let's be ready to roll with James. James, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. How you today, buddy?
Everything's going great, James, and we're going to get into your game right now as we're going to correct the graphic here, because I know you're going to be looking at this game tonight here between the Nuggets and the Mavericks. We see a big line in this one. With Denver, I think it's going to be laying about, let's check, about 6.5.
Yeah, no, you look at these two teams, and Dallas has started out pretty good, 4-0, and hasn't lost a game starting the season. But the Nuggets doing what they did last year, 4-1 this year. But I know it's a big spread, and this Dallas team hasn't lost. Well, they're going to lose tonight. I like the Nuggets minus 6.5. I think they come out. The tournament starts today. The in-season tournament. I think the Nuggets come out and show why they was champs last year. I think they keep doing what they've been doing to start the season, and that's dominating. They're coming off of a loss, a surprising loss, but I think Dallas is just a stepping stone, and I like Denver to win it by 10 or more points.
All right, we got James here, says looks for the Nuggets here to lay the 6.5. It's a big number for a reason here. I know there's some folks may be wondering, that's a lot of points, but obviously, the Nuggets coming off that loss, they just shot the ball poorly. Jokic could not get his double-doubles, lacked those assists in that game. Let's kick a peek here at the injury report, because all eyes here on Kyrie Irving. He was the question mark heading into this game, and he's in the game now, so we have a clean injury report. Looks like Kyrie will be in the lineup tonight for Dallas.
Yeah, Kyrie's played a few games this year, and I've been taking his under in about every one of his points. He's come off to a slow start this year. I'm sure later on in the season he'll get back to Kyrie he was. Or he has been scoring and assists, but I think Kyrie's been struggling. I think his Nuggets team struggled last game. I think they come out tonight. The old Nuggets that we seen last year, like I said, and we've seen the beginning of the season, and give Dallas their first loss of the season. And I think the 6.5. I think it should be about 9.5 or 10, because I think it's about what the Nuggets will win by 9.5 or 10.
All right, James, looking here for a big win here tonight here by the Denver Nuggets. I'm trying to look for the line in West Virginia game this weekend. James, what do you like?
If you betted all the plays that I've said about West Virginia, I told you the over, I've told you the under, I told you money. I think I'm 4-1 in the last few games that I've gave out for West Virginia. Just go back into the archives and you can look and see. I like WU again. They showed last week that Green, the way he's running the ball and the way he's been throwing the ball, that win last week against UCF, that was a big win, guys. You got to think UCF had Oklahoma on the ropes, top 5, top 10 team on the ropes, and they should have beat them. And then WU comes in the next week and just pretty much blows them out the second half, and I think WU does the same here. I think our quarterback, the way we run on the ground, it's hard to maintain. Are you going to stay up and press and look for the pass, or stay up and look for the run, or are you going to pay back and look for the pass? And I think Green's got it. If they stay back, he's going to run for 10, 20 yards and to get the first down. And if they come up, he's nice. So I really like WVU to win this game.
Yeah, they're going to be laying 12 to 12 and a half at home against a BYU team that's had some difficulty providing some offense and kind of struggling here in Big 12 play.
Yes, they have, and our defense look. I think our defense looks sharp. I know we gave up some points, but you see, he got an awesome running back. He'll be playing on Sunday for sure. But I look for our defense to step up again here and hold BYU down. Green does his thing. Donaldson does his thing. As you look, we've been trading in Donaldson or big back in for a speedy back. Donaldson's the heavy load getting a touchdown, and Wright's getting the fast pace getting the in between yards here. So I like WVU minus the 12.5. I think they win it by 15, anywhere from 15 to 17.
All right, James. Any thoughts here on the big one? SEC, Alabama, and LSU. We saw that line move, here from Alabama 4.5 down to 3. We're seeing maybe 3.5 in some places now too.
Just Alabama team struggled this year, but in games like this, it seems like they pop up and they start to play. They start to play good. It's late in the year. It's usually Alabama's time here late in the year. I like Alabama minus 4.5. I think they're a better coached team. They haven't played that good this year, but you look in big moments, Alabama steps up, and I think they step up in this game.
All right, we got some opinions there from James here on the show here. Golden Nuggets lay the 6.5 here against the Mavs. A start time at 10 p.m. Eastern time. This one is a doubleheader game over on ESPN. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Of course, a little bit of a lot here on the tonight NBA board. 7 games. We have a couple here from college football heading to a big weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Guys, I got a few packs up. I got a 5-pack up. It's got 4 of my best NBA plays and one a college football play that I really liked. Also got a 3-pack of just great NBA if you want them. I got a 10-star NFL or college football play if you want just the college football. Got a little bit of everything there. So, get what pack you want. After we go 3-0, 5-0, or if you get the 10-star play and we just win that, whatever you want to get. After we win today, upgrade to 3, 7, or 30 days. Or guys, like I say every time on the show, we get the best cappers in the world. We do by far. So team me up with any of the cappers you see on the show tonight or on the site and put some money in your pockets.
That's right, guys. Got to go with James Clark over at Pick Dodge Premium. James got a big 5-pack right now. Get on board with that. What you guys like to do here is get that 3-day pass here on the weekend. Get all of James Premium plays for 3 days. That covers all the NFL, college football for this weekend, NBA as well. Use the promo code PICKIT. Check out, save that 15% off. You can also add another capper with a multi-capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right. Here, someone was asking here, James, in the chat here about this one with the Nuggets and the Mavericks. Did you look at the total in this one by any chance?
Yes, I did, and I think it goes over. I think it was, I want to say 220, 218.
228, no,
I think
it's up
it's
to 228
okay.
and a half. Now with the news of Kyrie, it's gone up.
Okay, 228.5. That's what I thought it would be, around 228, 230. I did like the over, but it going up to 228 with Kyrie and a half. I'd probably play the under, to be honest, because I don't think, like I said earlier about Kyrie, the way he's been shooting, I think he keeps shooting the way he has been. I think it's going to be a tough game. I think Denver's going to win it on the defensive end. That means, they're going to have to hold Luka down to at least let Luka, he's going to get 30 at least, but hold him down to not 40 or 50 points. And then Kyrie hold him down, so the under. But when I said earlier, it was like 220, 225, and I like the over. But with it going up to that high, I'll take the under in this game, guys.
All right, James. There from James Clark with his play here. Thanks for the chat. All right, James, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you next week.
All right, Tony. Appreciate you having me on the show, and I'll see y'all Monday, guys.
All right, James Clark here on the drive through. Let's continue on here on the show. Up next, let's bring in Jovan Burts. Catch him over at Pick Dog Stream. More NBA coverage here coming up here with Jovan. We'll bring him in ready to roll here with the game here on the board. Let's get him here in just a second here. Jovan enjoying a really good NFL season this year. Let's bring Jovan in right now. Jovan, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How are you?
Doing great. All right, here we go. Warriors on the road here to face the Thunder. We've seen the Warriors now up to 6.5-point favorites, total 225.5.
Yeah, it looks like that late money's coming in on Golden State. With news that say Gildas Alexander on the court, but we already knew that was going to happen. So the more this line goes up, the more I like OKC, and I'm on the Thunder in this one. The Warriors faced a team that didn't have their main guy with De'Aaron Fox, and look what happened. It was a 1-point game. So especially in the first game where they don't have their main guy, these teams like to get up. And there's a lot of young guys on OKC that could, fit the bill and, pick up the slack, at least in a 1, 2, 3 game spurt. Now, if he's out for, a couple weeks, a month, then that's a different story. But the first game without their main guy, their star, I think the other guys, Chet Holmgren, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams. They have 2 Jalen Williams, I think, on this team. I think one of them's a question mark, but the other one, I think he's ready to go. So, they got pieces that can fill in the slack at least on a short-term basis. And I think this line is just right to get the cash on with the OKC. So give me the Thunder in this one.
All right, we got Jovan says go ahead and take the Thunder in this one here, plus the 6 here against the Warriors. Yeah, it's a different roster setup. You do have some players coming off the bench here for the Thunder here. Isaiah Joe is someone who's I think he's come from Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. Aaron Wiggins, Missick in there as well. Jalen Williams, another one. Trey Mann is on the roster now. So your thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, they got a deep roster, a lot of young guys, interchangeable parts. Isaiah Joe was there already, from last year. But, yeah, I believe he was previously in Detroit. So, like I said, they got a lot of pieces there that could short-term, or just on a short-term basis, pick up the pieces, get the scoring in. I like what Chet Holmgren's doing, as far as man in the middle and taking centers out and power forwards out, to 3-point land and driving in. He has a little spin move that he likes to do. So, I look for him to have a big game because we all know that the Golden State Warriors, they're kind of short in the middle. So I believe that he could dominate in this one.
Yeah, and of course, your thoughts here with Chris Paul now running the second unit, coming off the bench, first time career.
Yeah, I mean, he has to get in where he fits in. That's really the bottom line. He's not in this point of his career, he's not a starter. So as far as the second unit goes, it fits in with what he likes to do. And this is a different Golden State Warriors team because years past you saw them pushing the pace a little bit more, but with Chris Paul, he's not going to do that.
No.
You know what I mean? So you're seeing a lot of unders with this team. You're not seeing them push the pace like that. And, he's coming in the fourth quarter and, he's there at the end of games. So, it's a different Warriors team. It's something that you got to get used to and with the way that they used to play. It's a different – let's put it this way. There's a lot of older guys on the Warriors.
Yeah.
So I can see where they're going with this. You know what I mean? So they're playing let's say – they're playing chess while other teams are playing checkers. They want to slow down the pace, so the under might cash with them a lot this year.
Yeah, that's right. We saw the number come down on that total. Of course, the news wrote the SGA, but I still think it's a little high there, especially with the way the Warriors want to play. Warriors 21st in pace this year. We knew that was going to happen when Chris Paul came in. Remember when Chris Paul went to Houston, he slowed down the pace. That's what went to the Warriors, right? It's just the pace is going to slow with Paul in the lineup. That's how it is. But the Warriors, that's what they wanted to do. They want to get better defensively, and we see the defensive numbers have been pretty sharp.
Yeah, because last year they were god-awful, especially on the road defense. So looks like they shored that up now. Chris Paul going up certain matchups and certain nights, he's going to get 8 in the line because he's not a defensive player. But overall, they play good team defense. You saw Klay Thompson make a hell of a defensive play in the late stages of the Kings game last game. So, they they have certain guys that could do the job. You already know Draymond Green. He's gonna play defense and he's gonna have his dirty tricks, going. And then you got Kevon Looney and guys like that they like to mix it up. So I expect some good things from Golden State in this one. I really kind of expect them to make the Western Conference Finals,
Yep.
this year. But with that said, for tonight's action, I think this is gonna be a close game.
Yeah.
1 to 2 possession game, and you'll get the money like that because at it with it being 6.5, 2 possessions will get you the money.
Yeah, do your line shopping, get the best numbers here. Of course, the news on Shea, that's what drive the number here on this one, and also drove it down from an opening over-under of 227.5. I thought that was even a high opening number, even SGA in the lineup. So we got Jovan here on the Thunder, +6 here against the Warriors. Of course, I just look at this as a regular season game. I know the media is trying to get behind the media for the NBA. They're trying to get behind this tournament. Do you factor any of this into your handicap at all?
Not at all. I mean, really, how can you, unless teams, do things deliberately, like pull guys back, put in, guys that are deep in the bench and, they really don't get any burn. And then all of a sudden in these tournament games, they miraculously get 20, 25, 30 minutes for some unknown reason. Because this is the NBA. A lot of these organizations, they do things like that for some odd reason. You know what I mean? So you never know what could happen. But nah, it didn't factor into my handicapping. Not at all. I understand that there's a $50,000 per player for the wins, but that's not going to really factor in until these teams advance, and then the last couple games or whatever when they want to actually get the money. Then yeah, that'll be an issue.
Yeah, I kind of look at it the same way. I kind of look at it as an NIT where there's not a whole lot of excitement early, but when you get down to the semis and make that trip to New York, then it gets a little bit more enticing, I think.
Yeah, I actually thought that this was going to happen sometime in December. It was going to start off in December, but I guess they're staggering it. It's early in the season, then they'll move along. So I haven't really checked into it that much as far as how they're going to, how they're going to stagger these games and how it's going to all play out.
There we go. Jovan here, Thunder here, +6, 6.5. Do your line shop and get the best number tonight, 8 Eastern time. You'll need the package. This one is not on national TV. You would think it would, but you can't. There's always going to be great matchups here. Check it on the package. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Pin for tonight's action. Of course, as we mentioned here, NBA has the 7-game card. A couple from college football. Good start to NFL. Heading to a big weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, I got an NBA 3-pack going tonight. Also got a college football game that's only for long-term subscribers. Once you get that 3-pack and hit on that, you could check me out on my 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, or yearly. It's a lot of games this Saturday as usual for college football. I'll have my dozen or so plays going, and then on Sunday, you already know what it is. It's the NFL Week 8, I believe it is. So plays going, a lot of action. So check me out. Also, match me with one of the other handicappers for the 2-for-1 capital promotional. Get it all here. Sports Chat Place to Pick Dogs. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. Again, Jovan Burts over at Pick Dodge. Good results here at NFL. So get on board with Jovan's action tonight. Take flight NBA 3-pack up there. Or again, you guys love that 3-day pass here on the weekend. Get all of Jovan's premium plays for 3 days. It covers all his NFL, college football, NBA as well. Use the promo code PICK to save that 15% off. Also, multi-capper promotions available to save you even more money. All right, Jovan, as always, great having you the show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you next week. We can always catch up with you on the weekend shows.
Yeah, absolutely. Per usual, I'll be on the weekend shows Saturday morning and Sunday morning. And then I'll be back on the drive-thru on Monday.
Hey, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications for those weekend shows when Jovan's on. Make sure you get those plays from him. All right, Jovan, have a great night. We'll catch up with you next week.
Absolutely. Have a great night. Win on Monday.
We'll see you on Monday. Jovan Burts here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on. Up next, we bring in Brian Bitler. More NBA action. We'll bring in Brian Bitler. Catch him over at Pick Dodge Swim. We'll bring Brian in right now. Ready to roll with Brian. Brian, what's happening?
I'll tell you what, Tony. Always good to be with you on a Friday before we get out there square dancing. This card's a little bit of a downer tonight. Not a lot of stuff out there, but we got a loaded weekend card with Saturday, Sunday coming up, so I'm excited.
Yeah, excited indeed. Really good weekend of college football. Some really good matchups coming up over the Saturday. Of course, into Sunday, we got a game in Germany, one of the better games. So you're gonna have to get up early for that one. But anyway, we come to this one here tonight, and we see the Knicks on the road to face the Bucks. We see the Bucks here going to be laying 5.5, down from an opener of 6.5, right? Yeah, no, it opened 6. I saw a 6.5 opener, I guess, in a U.S. book. But anyway, 5.5 right now are the Bucks. We see the total coming at 223.5.
Oh, this morning when I was looking at this game around 8 a.m., it was at 5.5. So not much changed throughout the day, but a great NBA matchup we got here on paper as the Knicks travel to Milwaukee. Both these teams off head-scratching losses here on Wednesday. But this Bucks team, I think the issue with them is just learning to gel together as a team with newly added superstar Damian Lillard. Both these injury reports are rather clean. R.J. Barrett, I think, going to end up missing this game, but it doesn't matter either way whether he plays or not. This Bucks team, I think, is going to be out to prove a point that they're the best team in the Eastern Conference and bounce back off that road loss to the Raptors that they took. This Milwaukee Bucks team, 4-0-1 last 5 versus the New York Knicks. If you look at defense to offense, you got mirror big-time differences between these two teams. I know it's still early, but points per game, Knicks coming in averaging 103 per game, and the Milwaukee Bucks 115. And then on the defensive end, Knicks are playing some of the best defense in the NBA, allowing the second least points, while the Bucks are allowing the 30th most. So really defense versus offense tonight, but I'm going to lay the points here with the Bucks to get a convincing win.
All right, Brian says go with the Bucks, lay the 5.5 here. I think what a lot of folks are, I don't know if they're mentioning it too much. I mean, again, this was the Bucks were a number 1 seed. They've had great success under Budenholzer. They get eliminated by Miami. Miami was not an 8 seed, as we found out, right? So now you bring in a first. Yeah, they might have the best team, but I don't think they have the best coach.
Yeah, you know what? Definitely there's some better coaches like down in Miami. The Heat have Spoelstra. I'm going to butcher his name, but there's definitely some better NBA coaches than what they have in Milwaukee. But they had to try something different. It really wasn't working as far as winning championships. And, you can go through the regular season and have the best record. Look at the Baltimore Orioles. They didn't perform in the playoffs. We see the Texas Rangers winning it all. But anyway, tonight, I think the Bucks have enough to get us to a 10-point win against the New York Knicks.
Yeah, the defense really slipping on Milwaukee. We'll see how it goes here. It's not easy to navigate any NBA team, whether you have superstars or you have regulars, that you take a huge risk in your organization when you let somebody go who leads you to consistent playoff appearances, deep runs in playoffs, number 1 seeds. And you bring in someone in a first-year coaching job. That is a massive, massive gamble on the Bucks organization. I mean, to me, I'm still trying to figure out why you do a move. To me, it makes no sense. And, of course, we're seeing horrible defense by the Bucks. Brian says, though, this may be the spot to take them. Bucks minus 5.5 here against the Knicks. This one have a start time here of 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Premium for tonight's action. Of course, we do have NBA on the board, a 7-game card. College football in there as well. We got a couple on the ice, and Brian likes action on the ice as well. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
I like my pucks, but tonight I got 2 NBA premium plays. Last night a 1 and 2 day, but the highlight was I cashed my titanium play. 14-7 last 21, 66% winners. All my titanium play of the day. You can get that over at pickdogs.com for just $25. Get you that best bet winner. I also have my best bet up for Saturday in college football. It's the biggest play I've had in the SEC so far. It's going to be my titanium play for tomorrow. So make sure you guys head on over there, pick that up early. $25 gets you that best bet winner, and we're looking to have a big weekend.
Big weekend indeed. Get on board with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's got his titanium wager up there right now. Of course, the long-term passes. He's got Saturday action already up there for college football. Wasting no time. Brian getting a jump here on this big card from college. This is probably our biggest card of the year. I know we have 57 games tomorrow, so that has to be the biggest one. We had a lot of action here for the early part of the week, so not a whole lot of bye weeks these teams here as we head into November here. It's a good time to get on board with Brian Bitler. 3-day pass, you guys love that. Get all Brian's premium plays for that 3-day period. When you go to his handicapper page and you make that purchase, promo code PICK to save that 15% off. All right, Brian, you're based there in Philadelphia. We always like to tease you about those Temple Owls. They got a tough one tomorrow here against Navy.
You know what? I actually looked at this a little bit more than I normally do, and I never really look much at Temple, but I knew you'd ask me. But they're off that 55-0 thrashing about 2 weeks ago, so they've had extra time to stew on this. They're getting the points against Navy, and Navy only has one more win than them. So I'm going to take the Temple Owls plus the 7 points. If they get beat 55-0, that might be the last time I ever play Temple.
All right, we got actually you're joining the Sharps there because we're seeing the sharpest book in the world, 6.5. Everybody else 7. So you're on the Sharp side there. But
jump on it now. Jump on it now.
That's before we get the Temple Owls. Exactly. So the Temple Owls there for Brian. How's the mood over there with that Philly and Cowboy game coming up?
I'll tell you what. You know what? Back in the day, I used to listen to sports radio around here. I'm sure everybody's hyping it up, but like I said, I'm leaning towards the Dallas Cowboys here. And I couldn't go out and say that to anybody. It wouldn't go over too well, but they're definitely excited for it here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it looks like a big matchup in the NFL. Everyone looking forward to that one. Eagles and Cowboys, and of course we always tease Brian about his team out there. Hey, but you know what? When I asked you about Temple, I thought you were going to say, "Hey, Monday it's college basketball."
You know what? Soon we're going to be having college basketball on Saturdays, and we're going to have college basketball, college football, all kinds of crazy action going on. So definitely a time to check into pickdogs.com.
Yeah, college basketball coming up. I know this time of the year, November, the schedule are heavy on Friday, and that Saturday are usually the non-football teams you see there on the Saturdays.
For sure. I remember once we get progressing in the season of college basketball, we'll get the Metro Atlantic Conference, one of my favorite conferences in college basketball. I love the Metro Atlantic for sure.
Yeah, well, you like those Metro Atlantic conferences out there. Of course, I like the A10, right? The A10 is always the Philadelphia, right? Those Philadelphia teams out there, those St. Joe's and LaSalle,
Temple,
Villanova.
Yeah. Temple and Villanova, although Villanova is not in the A10, those Temple and Villanova definitely have a rivalry between those two teams. Definitely a big game every year when they play.
Yeah, they play that tournament, right? The tournament, I think they have a little weekend where they play a doubleheader, right? And they kind of rotate playing each other, right?
For sure, yep. It used to be at I forget what the name was, Liquor Center or something like that. But yeah, definitely all the teams definitely have a rivalry in here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philadelphia, hotbed there for college basketball. So looking forward to college basketball. I just like it because you got a lot of those day games this time of the year.
Yeah, back in the day, St. Joe's when they were good. I forget they had 2, Jameer Nelson, and I forget what the other guy's name was. He played for the Boston Celtics. Those were the days back with the St. Joe's Hawks.
Yeah, back when the St. Joe's Hawks. I remember their coach was always complaining about not getting respect. I think he had it
Phil
out
Martelli,
for Martelli. He had it out for God. What was that guy? That old school announcer. Who was that old school that always talked bad about him? He would just call him out. Billy Packer. I remember when he had a beef with Billy Packer back in the day.
Yep, that's the good stuff, man. I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
Love my college basketball.
Yeah.
We're almost there, so hopefully another good season.
Another good season come up. I think there's Mitch said there's 83 games on Monday, Brian. So you can't exhaust yourself. You can't get too relaxed after Sunday because here comes an 83 card from college hoops.
Presbyterian.
There you go.
Presbyterian.
Who's your team this year?
The Blue Hose. They're going to
Blue
win it
Hose.
all. All
He got it. He's got it all set up. All right, Brian, have a great weekend. Enjoy the square dancing out there in Philadelphia. We'll catch up with you again on Monday.
That's
and you
right.
also appear on those weekend shows, right?
I'll be there on the weekend shows, both of them tomorrow. I'm going to be there Saturday and Sunday. I was trying to think off the top of my head which game I'm doing tomorrow, but I'm going to do one of the big games definitely on the board, so make sure you guys tune in the morning and check me out along with all my good buddies over at pickdogs.com.
That's right. Delonte West was the other guy.
Delonte West. Yeah, I think he became a crackhead or something.
Yeah, a little crazy. I think Cuban had to save him. I think he's being taken care of by Cuban somehow. But there you go.
That's good.
All right, Brian. Have a great night. We'll catch up with you on Monday.
That's right. I'm going to go catch up with my Blue Hose here. I'm going square dancing. I'll catch you on Monday, and hopefully I'll be streaking.
That's right. You got it. Brian Bitler here on the drive through. All right, let's continue on here on the show. It's Steak Friday. It's time to bring him in. Rod Zawacky, catch him at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Rod in right now. I think we're all set to go with Rod. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much. Just getting ready for the weekend. Loaded weekend of action. We got hockey. We got 15 games in hockey. We got how many college football going? How many NBA going?
57 tomorrow.
57 college
yeah.
football. 50 and 57. You're looking at 73. And then we haven't even added how many NBA we got in there. So
yeah, tomorrow.
That's a Saturday. Wait till Sunday rolls around. We got more NHL.
Oh, goodness.
And the NFL.
Yes. Yes.
Let's
get some money indeed. Yeah, this is the time now where we're going to be burning the midnight oil here. And it's a long weekend for us because not only we got Saturday, Sunday, then we got 83 college hoops on Monday. So it's a busy weekend here for everybody in this industry. But tonight we go to those Washington Wizards, man. Boy, oh boy, man. They get a lot of points, and man, we'll see what they can do here. They're going to be on the road here against a Heat that somehow doesn't like to cover games, but sometimes you can cover by mistake when you face the Wizards. But anyway, Heat 8.5, total 225.5.
Yeah, sometimes you can cover the Wizards accidentally because they don't play a whole lot of defense. When you look at the numbers, their defense 30th in the NBA this season to start. But you know what? If you look at those numbers, they do that in the first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter. That fourth quarter, they step up the defense, and very good in the fourth quarter defense. So they just kind of float through the first three quarters, and then they step it up. But you look, the Wizards have covered that number against the Heat the last four meetings. But you look at the Wizards are actually offensively better than the Heat this season. Wizards averaging 115 points a game, while the Heat offensively 104 points per game. Defensively, the Wiz, as I said, 126 points a game. Well, the Heat have been giving up 111 points a game. But if you look the head-to-head between these two, the last 10 would have all fallen under the number except for one that hit 231 was the total in that one. But the five last previous meetings, we hit the total of 222, 217, 218, 213, 221. Last five all under this total of 225. This number is way too high for me. And we're going to make the bet. Take the under 225.5 here, Wizards Heat. I lean to the Wizards plus the points, as you said. I think the Wizards keep it close. A little more defensive, slower pace game. And we get under this 225.5.
All right, there we go here with Rod says go under total of 225.5 in this one. 225.5 here. Wizards and Heat. Do your line shopping. Obviously, get the best numbers. Yeah, this Heat team not having their struggles here to start the regular season. I think we said this about them the other day. So what else is new?
What else is new? They did the same thing last season. They had their struggles to start, and they were like all slow, but they were more beat up last season.
Yep.
So we gave them a little break last season. They were more injured. This season they're a little more healthy. No more excuses. It's time to step up and play some basketball, which is what they do at home. I think they step up and play a little bit more solid defensively basketball. It's the big play-in tournament, whether they know it or not. But hey, it's the big play-in dance. We better get going in this one here, and I think the under. As I said, the last how many games? 9-1 to the under the last 10 games between these two. So take the under 225.
Yeah, Miami shooting just 41% at home. It's at home where they just can't do anything. 41%, 26th in offensive efficiency, just 105 points per 100 possessions. It's been kind of miserably there for the for the Miami Heat at home. Rod says go under 225 here with this.
They were the worst cover team at home last season too. I believe they were, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
they were awful at home last season. Awful.
Short card tonight, NHL. Anything catch your attention?
For me, I looked at these ones, and the one that counts, I think you got to just take the over between Buffalo and the Flyers. We hit 7 goals last time, and I don't see it taking. In that one, are awful. Flyers are starting to come back to life. I think we could take like a 6-3 goals. 2 more goals between last time. Take over in that one.
Take over in that one, says Rod. All right, Rod. Anything in college football catch your eye? Any line out of whack in your head?
There's a couple, and they're in. I got 5 premiums in already, so there's a couple in there that definitely caught my attention. You can check those out. But Let's jump to the CFL. There's 2 playoff games that start this weekend, right? We got one both on Saturday tomorrow. So I'll tell you what I think there. You're gonna take Montreal at home. They are the better football team. They're 11-7 on the year. While you look at Hamilton, 8-10 on the year. Sure, Hamilton's slowly started to turn things around. Why are they getting 3.5 points here? I think in some places you can even find the 4, where they bumped it up to Hamilton plus 4. They're just begging you to take Hamilton. Don't do it. Lay the points with Montreal. They'll dominate the time of possession. They have 2 guys in the backfield that can run the ball. Standback is definitely solid and can run right over Hamilton. I think they win by 10 plus in that one. And then the other one on the other side of the board, this is a revenge game. We look at Calgary, how they got here into this semifinal was they beat BC last time. They beat them outright. We took it that game. I gave it here on the drive-thru. I said Calgary was going to outright BC. They needed the win for the playoffs. Well, guess what? They're here in the playoffs. BC remembers. They had no motivation for that game. BC knew they were going to come back and play Calgary here. And sure, you look at Calgary earlier in the season. What was the score between BC back in August 12th? It was 37-9 for these Lions over this Calgary team. This Lions team definitely knows how to shut down the run. They hold teams to under 100 yards rushing a game all season long. And that's what Calgary's going to try to do. They're going to try to rush the ball right down BC's throat. And BC with their leading tackler in the middle there. Good luck. They were aiming for 100 yards to this Calgary team. I'll be lucky if they get 10 points. Take BC. Blow out.
All right.
Blowouts.
Now these are the semifinals. Now it works a little differently. So here, in the East and West, these teams face off. Then they play the final against 2 teams on bye. So who's on the bye this week in the East and the West?
So the teams that's on the bye in the West is the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Winnipeg and BC definitely faced off a bunch, and that's where it's going to end up. We'll see Winnipeg taking on BC as the West final. And then on the East, we have the Toronto Argonauts, who are clear-cut favorites in this year to win it all, as they have been the best team over the regular season. They have the bye, waiting for the winner of Montreal and Hamilton.
All right, so conference semifinals, there are 2 teams. There's 2 teams on byes to meet, and the winner of these 2 games tomorrow will be in their conference finals next week. The winner here will obviously be on the road, right? The bye teams will be at home next week, right?
Yep, exactly. Then the home team will be Winnipeg, and the home team will be Toronto next week for sure. So BC's trying to punch their ticket to Winnipeg, and Montreal's trying to punch their ticket to Toronto for the East final and the West final, respectively. And then 1 week later, we get the Grey Cup.
Oh, no, bye.
Green Day. Green Day is the halftime show. So hopefully it might be a little better than this year's Super Bowl halftime show. So tune in, check out the CFL.
Yes. So there'll be no bye week after the finals.
No bye week. We don't do that.
Right to it.
Yeah, we go right to it. No waiting a week. We don't mess around and extend things for a week. Nah, we get at it. We got to remember, this is Canada. 3 weeks from now, we could be looking at minus 40 and blowing snow in some of them cities in Winnipeg. Winnipeg minus. It could be rough in a couple of weeks from now in Winnipeg. We can see some snow and some blowing snow.
So where will the Grey Cup be played at this year?
I believe the Grey Cup is in. Don't quote me. I want to say Saskatchewan, but I could be wrong. Let me just.
All right, because I do remember in the Doug Flutie days they would show the playoffs on ESPN. Because remember these days? Remember back when they would show one game from the NFL or 2 before they even had the packages. You would
Hamilton.
Get Hamilton. All right,
Grey Cup's in Hamilton this year.
There's only one dome stadium, right? BC Place.
BC Place, yeah.
That's the only dome. So we could be looking at. And I remember there are a lot of Grey Cups where you see a lot of snow. I remember Doug Flutie playing in snow a lot because they would show the games all the time out here.
I've been in the Grey Cup back in the 80s. In 1988 it was Winnipeg and Hamilton, and it was minus 30 something, and it was cold. So yeah, we definitely we can get some snow games, some blizzards. It's that time of year up here. We can easily get minus 30. Prep for it, especially in Hamilton. Ooh. Hamilton's notorious for snow, so you're not too far off them Great Lakes.
Ooh.
So one of those lake clippers come rolling in, and you can end up with 2 feet of snow. Don't worry, it's right in Ruffalo's front lawn, so he'll be able to tell you. Usually we get in-game weather reports. He just has to look outside his window, and he'll tell you. Hey, what's the weather like out here today?
There you go. All right, Rod on the record there on CFL. Then he likes under here Wizards Heat 8 Eastern time. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Doctrine for tonight's action. Of course, we do have on the board tonight a couple from college football, 7-game card, and NBA. We have a few on the ice. Good results combining NFL and college football. Heading to a busy weekend. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, we're at Pick Dogs Premium tonight. I've got my Steak Friday 3-pack going. That'll give you a play in the NBA, the NHL, and in college football. Also, I have my 10-star play of the day, and that's in the other college football game. So jump aboard those. I have 4 plays tonight in total, and then I've got 5 college football plays, and I've got 3 NFL in already. So I've got a dozen plays in already. Your best deal is to grab a 3-day pass and join me for the weekend, and let's continue to crush the football as well as we got NBA, NHL. So definitely jump aboard. 3-day pass is the way to go. You'll get Monday included as well, because I always make sure that they're in Sundays. Monday's action is in on Sunday, so you basically get 4 days for the price of 3. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save you 15% off of that 3-day pass price.
Go, guys. Go aboard Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs Premium. Everybody loves that 3-day pass. Rod gets that Monday action in Sunday, extend to 4. And of course, you know what Monday is, right? We start that college basketball 83-game card.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, 3-day pass is your way to go this weekend. That'll get you Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it'll get you Monday's action as well. So, jump aboard. Let's have a big, massive 4-day weekend coming up. I'm excited. We got college hoops is back. I love college hoops. College hoops is one of those sports that kind of reminds me, you have small teams. You got small, you're not looking at like 40 guys or 50 guys like in football. It reminds me of hockey where you have like a couple lines. You have your couple starting lines. Some teams only have 5 guys with a couple bench pieces to move around. Other teams have 10 guys that you can play 2 lineups. That's a big difference in college basketball.
Yep. We'll always look at the pace, the totals. You'll always see some of those early moves, those total moves. Yeah. Find out who the suspended guys are. There's always you've got these guys that start the season on the bench, suspended.
And then you got to follow these beat writers that follow each team, because those beat writers that are around the team and hang around the team, they know those guys that are injured. It's not like college basketball gives you a big injury report and goes, here you go, these guys are out. It's not like we can go check a report and you have to dig for those things. If you follow some of these beat writers that follow the teams daily, they'll give you that information, because it's readily available, but you got to find it.
Yeah, you got to be able to find that, and of course, when we talked a little bit about it yesterday here, in case you didn't know, I'm already looking at the card here. We the highlight, the TV games tomorrow, the key marquee games, the one that's at the top of the fan match, USC, Kansas State on TNT, and then we have Georgia and Oregon going head to head here. And just going off a power rating line, looks like USC about a 1-point favorite, seeing about a total of 143. Oregon about a 2-point favorite. These games will be played at T-Mobile in Las Vegas. Neutral site games to start them out. TV games, 1 on True, 1 on TNT. Looks like Oregon about 2, USC 1, and USC Kansas State total coming about 143. Oregon Georgia total, going to guesstimate at about 140 based on power rating there.
I like the Ducks. I think the Ducks are going to be a solid team this season, and I would lay it with the Ducks there, and I think they roll Georgia in that one. I really do.
The beach. We all love the beach. They're going to be at Portland, and Portland looks to be about
Beaches.
a point.
What up, Beaches?
They're going to be about a point favorite on the power line here. Total 155 with the beach in Portland.
I think I would lay it with the beach. I think they return some guys, and will be a solid team as always. They're always a scrappy bunch, the beach. So what up, Beaches? Go with the beach.
That's with the beach. There you go. So some of the games that are in the top tier here on the fan match here, I like to look at that to see what probably the more competitive games are. That looks to be a couple of them there, and kind of again, it's hard to find some of these games that are competitive. A lot of them are going to look to be one-sided lines. No doubt about that. We're going to see some big lines here. St. Francis, of course, we don't have both St. Francis anymore. Only St. Francis, Pennsylvania. St. Francis, New York, put the shutters on the basketball program.
Yeah, close it up. Yeah, I heard there's only one. Now it won't be as confusing. We can't say that. Yeah, exactly. So we only got one of those, not 2. I think Hofstra's the second game off the card. I think on Monday too. I think they play early, middle of the day.
Yeah, actually let me hit this by time to see
like
how we
Hofstra.
start, because I know you guys like those early. A lot of people like those early start times. Let me see if I can hit the. Well, if I can toggle it to be the early start. Let's see here. Wait a minute. Nope, not getting a response here on the site yet. So, anyway, though we get kind of tease. Oh, here we go. Let's see if we get an early start. Yep. Let's see what we got.
11:30 a.m.
11:30
Right,
a.m.
so 11:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Yep.
Hofstra's taking on St. Joe's. I like Hofstra in that one.
There he goes. Again, all right.
That's the team that I probably follow second closest compared to Gonzaga. Is Hofstra. Love those guys.
Loving those guys there. And Bellarmine, by the way, will be at Washington. Looks like Washington will be about a 12-point favorite here. Total coming about 138 on the power line.
And I think I would lay it with Washington. Bellarmine, they lost some guys from last season. I don't think they're going to be as good as what they were. They were not going to be cover machines and be good for us. I would fade Bellarmine.
There we go. We got the old fade right on the fade there with his team that he likes. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
We got Vermont. I like Vermont. Take the Catamounts. I think they're playing another team we like. Merrimack is who they're facing off to kick off Monday's action. And Vermont's one of those teams. They started to roll things along last season, and I think they get even better this season. So we want to be riding the Catamounts quite a bit this season. I think they'll make us some money.
All right, so
I'll tell Mitch to wear his shirt because I know he's got a Catamount shirt. Somebody sent him one. He's got one hanging around. And if he's tuning in, definitely wear your Catamount shirt.
Wear that Catamount shirt. There you go. From Ron Zawacky. Here we're just kind of looking, having fun with this college basketball card, which we'll be getting on Monday. Interesting one here. Missouri State from the Missouri Valley Conference going into West Virginia and Morgantown. Looks like West Virginia here is going to be about a 9-point favorite. Total sits here about 139, looks like.
Yeah, because they're going to be good this season. Watch out for West Virginia. I would maybe lay the extended line. I think they win by 20. I think they're that much of a better team. I think 9 is a little bit light. I have that expecting seeing double digits in that one. And we're only seeing it at 9. I like it.
Yep.
I would lay double digits with it.
Of course, we know Huggins was forced out, so there'll be a first-year head coach there.
There will be, and I think he'll come in and do a good job. I don't have his name written.
Josh
Eilert.
Josh Eilert. Yeah,
he comes
in.
Yeah,
he comes in.
That's the name. Yeah,
he comes in for Huggins, who was just he just can't seem to get himself. Just can't. He's got some issues. Let's put it that way.
Definitely got some issues, but hey. Not the team. The team is still going to be just as good as what they. I got them as a double-digit winner there, and you're only giving. I have to lay 9. I'm in. Take West Virginia.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the Chicago State is getting in the power rating is only getting about 11 points. They're going to be at Bowling Green. Chicago State, the team that always gets blown out. By the way,
blown out. Yep. There was them, and what was the other one? There was a Florida team that was really bad. Oh man. I want to say Florida State. Was it Florida? Not Florida State. It was one of those little smaller Florida schools that, oh my goodness, did we ever fade them last year? They were not good.
No. And here's one here. We got, speaking of the Metro Atlantic, we've got Niagara going into Notre Dame. It looks like on the power rating, Notre Dame 9, total 129.
You know what? Them Purple People Eaters definitely love to keep things close. I would lay the points with Niagara. They're definitely a scrappy bunch. I don't know if they can outright Notre Dame, but I think they can keep it close and be scrappy. 9, that's too many.
Toledo was a really good shooting team. They're going to be hosting Detroit Mercy here. The power rating has about Toledo 11, total about 153.
Yeah, and I think you would lay it with Toledo. They were fast and quick, and I think they do the same thing. I think they win that by 15, 16 points in that one.
Yep, and of course the
Oakland
Golden
lost a couple guys and take a couple step back. Detroit Mercy will this season.
Oakland Golden Grizzlies at Ohio State. Ohio State power rate's about 21 at home with a total about 143.
I never want to lay that many with Ohio State. We've seen that that is way too many points to be laying with Ohio State. But Oakland was not good last season.
No,
so they can't get any worse than what they were last season. But I just know Ohio. Oh, they're not. They were never a good cover team. Not with that many boatload of points. They got to lay 20. Yikes.
Yep, and interesting one here with
the other way.
with Winthrop going into Clemson. So here we go. We got a pretty decent mid-major against Clemson. Clemson usually plays a weak non-conference, but they got Winthrop at home. At power rates about Clemson 13, a total about 145.
I didn't see Winthrop yet. How many guys did they return back? That's the one. I haven't gone through everybody yet. The book is like this thick. That blue book, that coiled ring book, it took.
Oh yes.
It cost me more to get it shipped here than it did the cost of the book.
Jeez.
The book was $40 I paid, and it was they cost me $88 shipping just to ship the book. Oh yeah, it was nuts. But anyway, I haven't got that far into it yet. I'm still working on it.
Still working on that one. All right, so that's a game kind of to keep an eye on. So we can give you a power rating line on Merrimack and Vermont. Looks like Vermont will go off about 15-point favorite, total about 129.
Yeah, because they returned the guys for this Vermont team from last season, and I got them higher than that. I think they 18, 19, even double digits, 20 points they beat Merrimack by. Merrimack lost some guys from last season. They have a tough season. Going to take them a couple to get back to where they were. Because they were some good covers when them Merrimacks for us. They didn't win a lot outright, but they definitely got some covers for us and made us some money. But fade them early this season.
St. Peter's, Seton Hall. It looks like Seton Hall is going to be about 18. Total about 128. We know St. Peter's, they just a defensive team that really plays slow.
That plays slow, right? So they slow the pace down, and Seton Hall tries to speed it up. I would lay with St. Peter's, and then the big bowl was the point. I think I did earlier last season, and they got some covers. They were so kind of awful, and people were out of the radar. They were up and down St. Pete's. I would take the points with them.
Northern Illinois got some covers last year at Marquette. Marquette's going to lay a boatload here. It looks like about 24. Total about 146 on Fox 1.
That's a lot of points on the first night.
I got to look deeper in Northern
Especially for
Illinois.
Marquette. It'll take them a couple games to get things rolling. I would take the points there.
All right. We got a lot of West Coast games. We see Cal State Fullerton going to San Diego State. San Diego State going to be laying about 16 in this one. Fox 1 has it. Total sits there about 132.
I like the under. 132? That's too many points. I think San Diego State, the way they play defense and slow things down, that's too many. I think we get into about the 120s at best.
We'll see how better Stanford is, but they draw a really weak team, Cal State Northridge. Looks like Stanford's going to lay about 24, 144 total.
Yeah, and I think Stanford wins by 30. I think they're improved from last season. Cal State Fullerton is not going to be good this season.
Yep, it looks interesting. But, yep, there we go, guys. Those are some of the kind of a handful of teams that we kind of follow. There are some really low level, a lot of tough ones on the board here. But
Winthrop's on my list because I know they did pretty good last season, but I got to see who's returning. I didn't get that far in the book yet.
Oh, here's one on Peacock. Here's one. Peacock has Princeton and Rutgers here. Princeton we know can hang in the Ivy. It looks like Rutgers is and Rutgers pretty good home court. But they're only favored here on the power rating. Has them 7. So here's one competitive one with mid-major versus major. Rutgers 7, total about 137 in this one.
And if you're going to give me 7 points with Princeton, I would take it. I know they probably lost some guys last season from last season's run, but they've been there, done that. So I think 7. I think they can cover that number. I think that comes down to who's got the ball last.
That power rate's pretty low for mid-major against one of the major conferences. Of all the ones I've looked at, the two that looks low here, Notre Dame and Niagara.
They won the Ivy last year, didn't they?
I think so. They got in there. Yep.
They won it. They won it. Who did they beat? They beat it late. There was somebody they beat late, and they weren't expected to. And they made a nice little run in that tournament.
It always happens. That's an upset. That tournament, that Metro Atlantic is always upside down. It's
always upside down. Yeah.
Always. It never changes. But yeah, those are some of the interesting to see. No Boeheim, Syracuse hosting New Hampshire. They're only going to be 13 in that game. No more Jim Boeheim. He's retired. So interesting to see how Syracuse looks this year. So just to give you guys a couple of give you a little tease here on what's happening in college. We'll be on the air here for that one. But anyway, Rod, we'll catch you on the weekends. We want to remember about your plays with the hockey as well video series.
Yeah, definitely subscribe. That way you get notified when those videos drop, and you get the best of the number with us. 15 NHL games tomorrow, plus a parlay video, so 16 hockey videos tomorrow. definitely go check those out. Big day in hockey, included with the college football as well, and the and the NBA as well. So definitely, it's that time of season where we 4 to 5 hours sleep is plenty enough to get things done. We got too much sports watching to watch.
I know. I can tell you the chat isn't ready for college basketball. They're not. That entire segment, not one comment. So I can tell you they're not ready.
No
guys.
comment?
No comment.
They're not ready.
No, not one comment from the chat. Come on, guys. Not one.
They weren't ready for that. They're like, oh no, what?
That's Monday, guys. Before you know it. It's before you know it.
Get ready. Before you know it. Yeah, if you don't get a jump on this stuff, you definitely gotta get a jump. You got to get the college Bible book. It's like it's huge.
Yeah, that's right. You got to get busy, guys. College basketball.
Get the coil ring. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of the online version.
It's tough to navigate through those.
Oh, it was just way. The blue ribbon one is the best though. Definitely the blue ribbon one is the best to buy. And buy the coil ring one. You can get it down there at $40. You don't have to get it shipped up here to Canada for $88. Can't believe $88 in shipping.
Jeez. Whew. You'll make it up. You'll make it up, Rod. You'll make it up.
I'm not. I know I'll get it back.
You'll get it back.
But it's just like I got to pay double the price of the book to get it shipped. Yikes.
I know. That seems a little outrageous there in price. No doubt about that. We got one guy in the chat says, I'm ready, but I got no team there. DJ Ice from Louisville. I would expect somebody from Louisville, Kentucky to be ready for college basketball. I would.
Yeah, DJ Ice from Louisville. Yeah, he's ready to go.
He's ready. And we got UConn minus. He comes in with UConn minus 24. So we got our first college basketball pick in the chat. UConn, that was off our radar. Who are they playing here? The UConn Huskies. That one is for the chat. Our first pick from the chat comes in UConn minus 24. And I can't. Who are they playing? Michigan. We're getting a lot of picks here now. So here we go. See, we started. Our man here, DJ Ice, is ready. He's like Kentucky.
Friday.
Yeah, Kentucky, UConn, Michigan State. Well, he's ready. DJ Ice, and you would expect as I said, you expect somebody from Louisville, Kentucky, they'd be ready with their picks in college basketball, and he is. There we go. All right, Rod. We got it. We're ready to roll. Remember, next Monday when we're on the air, we got 83 college basketball games on the card. So when that email goes out.
I like that Michigan State there, minus 15.5. We didn't talk about that one. I like the new coach in there for Michigan State, and I think they have going to surprise some people this season. I like that coach in there.
Yeah, Michigan State. Yeah, they're one of the favorites there. To no doubt about that. To hit the Final Four, I think I saw some power ratings out there. Big favorites there to get there. I think Kansas.
I expect to see that. Yeah, I expect to see that number in the 20s, and it's only at minus 15.5. I like it.
There we go. So
can I put that in already?
That's right. I know you got to keep an eye to see if it's ready to go.
I don't think there's any lines for us yet on the back end. Let me see.
Probably not. Yeah, Dartmouth's taking Duke. Eh? We're getting Duke here. You got Dookie there laying the 23 as they're facing Dartmouth in this one. And let's see here. Who else do we got? Oregon against Morgan State. Arizona's laying 33 in that game. In that one here, so
I'm not laying with
big line. Yeah, they're capable, but it's a lot. It's too much this early.
Too early in the season to be laying. That's what I know from college hoops. Don't be laying big giant numbers. I expect teams to come out like a shot out of a cannon. Yeah, some do, but it's rare.
Teams up by find that.
Yeah.
Teams up by 20 late, they're going to have a hard time. He likes Kentucky here, laying the points here against New Mexico State, so that's another one up there. So Purdue to win it all. We're getting a lot of the folks coming in with their picks. Time to look at this stuff, guys. It's coming right up here. Michigan State will be hosting James Madison on Big Ten Network on Monday, so we'll be ready to roll here. Monday's coming along. We're ready with our picks. All right, Rod, have a great night. We'll catch your videos, and we'll catch you on the weekend shows.
Yeah, definitely. Tune in to the weekend shows. Always good time over there. Had by all. Like, subscribe. We get notified when those videos drop. Mine and everybody else has got a video going. So definitely check that out. Too many numerous people in doing videos now. They were name all the single ones. I don't know if Tony's got a list right next to him or something, but he's good at it.
That's right. We'll give you a
lesson. All right, so good one, Tony.
All right.
Yeah, you give me a lesson. You name them all off the sheet there, right?
I know.
Good luck with your bets, and we'll catch you on Monday for some.
Absolutely. get you ready for Monday college hoops with here on the show. All right, Rod Zawacky here on the drive-through. Let's continue on here. We'll get to the recap, then we'll get to my pick here, and we'll let you roll here. For tonight, we had, let's see, James on Nuggets laid 6.5 against Mavs. Jovan like Thunder plus 6 against Warriors. Brian said Bucks laid the 5.5 against Knicks. Rod Wizards Heat under 225 and 225. I like Colorado State Wyoming over 43. This college football game kicks off in about an hour. The one I like the most, I like that Thunder pick there with Jovan there in that one. All right, let's get to my game here. We're looking here at Colorado State and Wyoming. This one here sits at Wyoming favorite 6, total 43. And I'm going to be on this one going over the total here, 43. You know, there was wind in the forecast, but when I looked at the hour-by-hour reading in Laramie, Wyoming, I'm finding here locally this one starts at 7 p.m. Local time in Wyoming. I'm looking at very light winds between 10 and 12 miles. That's not about 10 miles an hour wind here. So I'm not looking at a lot of wind. They forecast 30, 40 mile an hour winds. Maybe it was early in the afternoon, but at this time, it does not look like there's going to be very heavy winds. And the wind is what really impacted the total in this game. But again, hour by hour, I went to weather.com, I hit Laramie, Wyoming, and I'm looking at the hour, and I'm not looking at much. I'm not looking at those 20 to 30 to 40 mile an hour winds. I'm looking pretty much light winds, southwest 10 miles per hour. So let's go over total here of 43. That total was impacted by the weather forecast, and I just think here Colorado State's defense is so bad, Wyoming's going to be able to run the football. Colorado State does have a pretty good passing attack, so we'll go over 43 here with Colorado State and Wyoming. Guys, check out Pick Dogs Premium right now. And I have a 3-pack from the NBA, also a best bet on the board as well from college football. Of course, I have my long-term pass, my 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period to select. When you go over to my handicapper page and make that purchase, remember the promo code PICK-IT, check out, you'll save that 15% off. If you guys like that 3-day pass, that's the way to go. Multi-capper promotions as well. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition of the drive-thru. Make sure you guys tune again tomorrow. Like I said, we got an 83-game card here from college basketball, NBA, NHL, NFL. We'll be ready to roll here with picks for you here on the drive-thru. And make sure you always tune in here this weekend, 9:30 a.m. each time for the morning show. You got Jay, of course, all the cappers you see here on this channel, as well as with Chris. We got Rod Zawacky will be there, Big Al. We got Jovan, Jay, and more. So check it out, guys, here on the morning weekend shows. Don't forget to mention 7 Picks in 5 Minutes, his betting tools show, as well as a Roundtable Professional as well. Professional picks from the bettors here on his video series. Also, we got, of course, Rod with his NHL video series. Wrap around with Chris Romanelli with his college football rundown. Jay with his NBA and NFL rundown. We also have Nick Menken with his first touchdown props, as well as UFC rundown here from Mills and his prop video. We got Brad with his parlay videos as well. And of course, you don't want to forget Al's All Access with Big Al McMorty. Check out that video. It's pretty much every day. You'll get it on the weekend here. A pick from Big Al. Look for that. A lot of content here on the channel. So you guys make sure you like and subscribe and set notifications so you get the plays in real time. That's the way to roll. All right, that's going to do it here for the drive-thru tonight. Thanks, everybody, for joining us this week. We'll be back again here on Monday. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew.